Hello, everyone. This is my first time doing this ever. So, welcome to the first ever episode on the Burke Armory YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, I mean, that's perfectly fine. This is probably the first time you're seeing my face. My name is Jamar Burke. A little bit about myself is that, I'm 29 years old, almost 30. I'm a high school teacher and football coach as well. And I'm a husband, a dad to 4 fur babies, and then a dad to a soon-to-be real person. And this is my YouTube channel. One of my YouTube channels. I have another one that's a gaming channel that I will selfishly plug in here. That's called the Coal Train, is what it's called. I don't know why I took a long pause there. But yes, it's called the Coal Train. It's a gaming channel. So go subscribe to that channel. And go like my recent short that's on there, as well as some of the previous videos I've done. But yeah, a little bit of background about myself is that I've enjoyed guns since really the age of 16, 17. It's when I first started getting into firearms itself. And, it's been a grand time. What's not to love about firearms? I consider myself a Second Amendment advocate. I'm all about the United States citizen and those around to have the right to bear arms, but I'm also a person that advocates for those who should have them and for those who shouldn't have them. And in this country, demonstrated who should have them and who shouldn't have them, for the most part, I'll say. But I will say that I am glad that I've gotten the privilege to be able to do something like this and kind of show off this gun tube channel now. A lot of inspiration went into this, mainly, I think, Kentucky Ballistics. Scott, who was a normal highway patrolman and SWAT guy who decided to turn his job and passion into now his everyday job, where he makes YouTube videos for people that watch him. I'm one of his subscribers and fans, and, I'm just thankful for that. I also want to thank Administrative Results. Started watching him in late 2023, mid-2023, when he was still the balaclava guy. Just inspiration behind him. Micah Mayfield, Grand Thumb, that other black dude that nobody really wants to talk about, or he's not really, let's just say he's not a fan of mine. He knows who he is. So those have been some of my biggest inspirations to start my own gun tube channel and, to show the people my armory and what I have. But yeah, this is the setup. As you can see, for the whole entire channel. So I already, as you can tell, have my gaming part of it set up. So that was a Christmas present I got. Is Mortal Kombat / Midway Classic Games, Classic Arcade. It has every single Mortal Kombat on there. Right here, behind me, when I learn how to use Zoom features, when I edit these things, that is the logo for the channel. It actually has my name and it says Jamar's Armory. So that is what this is. It's the Burke Armory because it's my last name. I didn't want to call it Jamar's Armory because that just seems a little weird to me. Like, I know it's my armory, but I want to be somewhat professional on here, So this is in fact the Burke Armory. So welcome to the Burke Armory channel. What is this channel going to consist of? Well, as you saw some of my shorts, it's going to consist of a lot of gun-related content. As deemed... What's the word I'm looking for? You know how people on YouTube are. Especially, So, let's just going to say it's fun content. It's going to be content for you guys to enjoy. And it's going to be fun content for me to put out there. It'll consist of some of the builds and guns that I have, in which this first video really is going to show off a gun that I recently just traded for, that has already turned into probably one of my favorite hunting guns. And one thing about me is that I like to trade guns a lot. That's no mistake about that. But this one weapon that I will show for this video and kind of give the specs and details on it, will definitely, I'll show you how. I'll show you what I like about it. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be all about. So, I'm gonna talk about it here a little bit, but that is basically what the tube is gonna be about. So, you know, as you can see back here as well, this is my safe. There are many like it, but this one is mine. There are many things in the safe. I can't tell you what they are because there are certain people that are probably watching this right now. You know who you are. Plus, I lost the majority of my guns in a boating accident. So you know how that goes. It just tragically happens. So enough about me talking and introducing the channel. I think you guys are here for mainly the important thing, right? That's the guns and the guns of the Burke Armory. So let's get into it. There's a doggo there in the frame right there. Okay, and there's another one decided to bring a toy right there. So. You would think I'd edit this out, but I mean, it's my first video. You got to give it time for me. All right, so what I want to introduce first is a gun again that I said I just traded for. All right, the thing about this gun is that could be considered a comp gun, could be considered a duty gun. I consider it both. Why not use it for both, you know? So, to kind of get the background on this gun, this is in fact, of course, a 6 Sauer P320, but it is in fact a custom P320. So you may be asking yourself, okay, Jamar, like a lot of people have custom P320s, all right? What's so special about yours, all right? What made this one special for yours? Well, start off, I'm saying this now so that somebody at 6 Sauer hears me, but I am a big 6 Sauer fan. I am literally a 6 Sauer whore. Literally a 6 Sauer whore. Hopefully SIG becomes a sponsor of this channel. Hopefully they'd like to subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. I become a sponsor of it and they, you know, will sponsor this channel for all future endeavors that they may have. Not a shameless plug. Just saying, I'm a huge SIG boy. 6 man. Alright? But, of course, why this one makes it special? Well, if you know anything about the P320, it was introduced in 2017. The United States Army decided it was time to replace their Beretta M9s. The M9 had been in service for about 20 years up to that point. So it had been in service for 20 years. Troops were getting tired of carrying that kind of hefty piece of metal around. If you ever held a Beretta M9 or any variations of it, it's a hefty thing. All right, it's a hefty 9mm to carry. But SIG decided, you know what? We know Glock can make polymer metal guns, plastic guns as some people say. Why can't we? So of course they introduced their first variation of the P320 called the M17. Now there was a variant before that was introduced. It didn't quite take off like they wanted it to. It was the P220. Didn't quite take off like SIG wanted it to. However, they changed some things up on the P220, gave it a new designation of 320, and all of a sudden, they gave it to the trials for the new U.S. military sidearm. And now, SIG won that contract in 2017. The U.S. Army and the Marine Corps all use a variant of a P320 called the P320-M17 or M18. The M18 being the 3.9 compact version, or carry version, as you will. So, what makes it special? Well, again, more variants of the P320 were released. So now after SIG won that contract, now they put it out in the civilian market as they should. Now, if you know anything about the P320, you know how notoriously bad they were in 2017 and 18. They were bad. As in, if you had it holstered, the trigger could go off. Or even then, if you dropped it, it wasn't drop safe. It would also go off. As a matter of fact, Grand Thumb did a video of it of pistols that are considered drop safe and some that aren't considered drop safe. Surprisingly though, the P320 that they did was drop safe, which goes to show the very many variations and recalls that the P320 had. Now, back to my P320 that I traded for. What makes it so special? Well, here's the thing. For one, as you can tell, all right, It is a customized SIG Custom Works. Okay. Now I told you, I got this in a trade. All right. So when I got this bad boy in a trade, the guy that traded it to me wanted a Gen 2 MCX, so an MCX Virtus. I had that Virtus for about 3 months, maybe 6 months, and I thought it was going to be a keeper until I saw the new Superior LTs that came out last year, and that's what I'm working towards, is getting a Superior LT. But he had this, and I was intrigued by it because I also just picked up a P320 AXG, so that's the Alloy X model, which is simply just, aluminum alloy mixed in with it. But this guy, with his Custom Works P320, his was very much different than the one that I had. So let me explain to you what makes it different and why I love it so much already. So again, this thing, it's a Custom Works, all right? It has a 6-hour Customs Raise 3.9. That's right, this is a 3.9 slide. All right, it may not look like it, but yes, this is a 3.9 slide. Okay, matter of fact, break it down for you guys just to kind of see that it is, in fact, a 3.9 barrel. So, this assembly is fairly easy. This is why I love these 320s. Take it off like that. Now, as you can see, the comp makes it look like it's longer than 3.9, but it is, in fact, a 3.9 inch barrel. If I were to take off this comp, okay, which I won't because it's screwed in, but this is where the barrel is, right there. So that makes it 3.9, okay? And then, speaking of the comp, Harrington Arms Comp, which, if you know anything about Harrington Arms, it's a great company. They have produced great compensators, especially for this one. Makes the muzzle flip it's just not there. The muzzle flip is not there. It's fantastic how great this muzzle flip just keeps down. I love it. All right. So that's the slide. This beautiful little thing here. That's the slide. All right. Now let's talk about the module, the grip module. So this, of course, is a full-size TXG. So this is their tungsten-infused grip, which, if you know anything about metals, tungsten versus aluminum, or really even steel, tungsten is more dense than aluminum and steel, which makes it heavier. Okay, so as you can see, me holding this thing up, it makes it very top heavy, all right, or very bottom heavy, however you look at it. So this is tungsten infused, all right. It's a full size grip mod. Okay, then it's a skeletonized trigger. So of course, it's a very customizable trigger. All right, this is why I love it so much. Again, it's very customized. It's very good, very demure, very cutesy. All right. It also is a Custom Works fire control group, or fire control unit, however you want to look at it. So this is what makes it so special so far. But here's the best thing about it. As you can tell on the side here too, nice little gas pedal. All right, gas pedals are used for competition, so it really helps keep your offsetting thumb on position when you're aiming or using proper handgun technique. All right. So you've got this. All right. So you saw both the upper, the side, and the lower group. So now, again, still talking about how great it is. Look at this Surefire X300. It's the Ultra. All right. That's how bright it is. That what makes it great too. All right. This is the Legion edition. Okay. So as you can tell right there, that little what looks like it should be a private, like military private designation. That means it's the Legion series. Okay. So this means this was in partnership between Surefire and SIG, where they produce a number of these X300s. So again, this is what makes it special. So very special to me. All right. Now, once we put this bad boy back together, now we'll talk about this little holoson here that, again, kind of makes it a cheat code. So a holoson 590T or 509T. All right, it kind of defeats the purpose of even having the backup sights, but again, it's always good to have your backup sights when you're shooting, regardless of the situation, just in case you never know what happens. All right, and then last but not least, it came with a Priority 1. So Priority 1. All right, outside the waist holster. So literally sits like that in the holster. So it's also a Safariland. So if you know anything about Safariland, right there. It's a great company that produces great holsters. All right. So now you're wondering why. What makes this P320 so special to you already? Haven't you owned some E320s? I sure have. But what makes this one so special to me is that, one, it eliminates the muzzle flip. There's no muzzle climb whatsoever. That's because of the ported barrel, the ported slide on every single side of the barrel. So we got a port here, a port on top, and then a port on the left side. So right there. Okay. And then this Harrington Arms comp right here. So I can see there's a comp hole on top. There's a hole on this side. There's a hole on that side. Okay. If you know anything about comps, okay, compensators, these things eliminate muzzle flip by a large percentage. It makes it seems like you're the better shooter than you really might think you are. That's saying a lot. I'm no means saying I'm the tip-top shooter. I'm not saying I've had Grand Thumb levels of training. I'm not saying I've had Kentucky ballistics or even administrative arms level training. I'm just a black dude that enjoys guns and plays video games that had weapons in them. But I would say I'm a pretty good shot, and this gun itself makes me feel like I'm even better than what I am. And that's why I love it so much, because of the versatility that it brings to it. Again, this is a competition gun. Okay, it's even got the one part I forgot to talk about. This is this extended mag well. Okay, this holds 17, 21. Hell, it can even hold the 30 round mags that SIGs had. Remember those? Remember those 30 round P320 mags that came out a couple years ago? Me too. Me either. But this gun can also be a concealed carry. Now again, how are you thinking? How can you conceal carry something that is as big as this thing? If you think about it, it's really not that hard to do. It's almost like asking, how can you conceal carry a 5-inch 1911? It's not that hard if you think about it. So, I will also do a video on my first ever 2011 that I got, that I customized thanks to Mr. Greg at Cosane Arms, which, if you know anything about Cosane Arms, they're one of the leading kings of the 2011 gang now, behind Staccato and many others. But when I compare my 2011 to this, and I'll do a video one day where I do a comparison shoot between my now favorite gun, my 320, versus my 2011, and I will, guarantee you, this thing will come out on top. Just alone. Both guns, I would say, have $1,200 into them. This probably a little bit more, $1,800. You would think for that amount of money it should outperform. And I think it will. But, again, the versatility with this handgun is what makes it so special to me, and is why it's my favorite gun. So, this is my P320. There are many like it, but this one is mine. It is now mine. So, that is my video for you guys. The first ever video. It's gonna seem weird to me. I'm ordering some different equipment to kind of help. This is a weird setup to me, just because when I recorded my last podcast episode, there's a little bit of static. So I think this will help cut down on it a little bit. But if you enjoyed this video, man, hit that like button on this video. Subscribe to both channels, the gaming channel. there might be some activity coming soon on the gaming channel. And leave a comment below. Tell me what I could do better. You know, it could be nice, it could be naughty. Just let me know what I could do better. Whether it's in the aspects of how I do an introduction, editing wise for this video, or anything else like that. So, yeah. There's the first episode of the Burke Armory, where I introduced 2011. Wow, that's crazy. Where I introduced this custom SIG P320. So, enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, hit that follow button, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.